Hello, everybody. We're just going to give it a little bit more time for other classes to join us. We have about 16 classrooms with us. While we wait for people, there were a couple announcements or an announcement we wanted to make. And the first one is that you're halfway there. Congratulations on being halfway through the registration process. Today, we're going to do a student panel and a teacher panel, but we wanted to make an announcement that there is a Mardi Gras celebration tomorrow in the Commons at lunch. And doesn't that sound so fun and cute? Here are the details if you would like to join. While we wait for more of you guys to join us, we're just going to go over a couple common questions that we had. For the weighted GPA, this is not something that West Seattle High School publishes. So if any of you are wondering about your weighted GPA, it's not something any district in the state of Washington publishes. So it's when you're applying to colleges, they can recalculate your GPA, but it's not something that we publish as a school. If you're wanting to take 2 maths, there's a math correction form on the website, the registration website, that you'll need to complete. You can take graphic design for credit in fine arts and CTE, but it's only 1 credit total. So that credit doesn't duplicate. So we just kind of wanted to clarify that. If there's a class you're not seeing online that you want to sign up for, please let your teacher know and we will make sure it gets added to the online portal. On your options sheets, AP US History was not listed the second semester of it, so you should be able to see it online, but not on your paper sheet, so we got that corrected. And hopefully everyone added Exploring Computer Science. On your option sheets, it says AP Computer Science Principles, but it actually is AP Computer Science. So like fun, cute changes. Okay, so now most of you are in, so thank you so much for joining us. We are going to switch to our student panel. So one moment. And I will switch that over. Sorry.
Hello, we are going to ask our student panel some questions that might help you with your registration this month. And we're going to start with first introductions and then we will go through our live question and answer. We're going to start over here.
Hi, I'm Miracle. I'm a senior.
I'm Aiden, I'm a junior.
I'm Keen, I'm also a senior.
I'm Parker, I'm a senior.
Adrian, junior.
Okay, let's start with Adrian, then we'll go to Miracle with these first 2 questions. So the first question is, what was the best class you ever took at West Seattle High School?
Definitely band and percussion ensemble, because my first year here, percussion ensemble wasn't a class, but I was super scared of high school. I thought there was going to be a lot more bullying, and especially upperclassmen. I thought they were going to be really scary. And then my first days of high school we came into band like a couple days early, and all the upperclassmen were super nice, and it made me not terrified of high school. So, yeah.
Great. And then what class did you go out on a limb for and kind of like?
I loved CAD. Because I didn't actually mean to take it. I signed up for like, I think it was like baking and forensics and stuff like that. And I got put in CAD. And Savino is like the greatest teacher. Yes. And 3D design and stuff was really interesting. So
amazing. Thank you. We're going to go to Miracle now with the same questions.
Okay.
We have, what is the best class you ever took at West Seattle High School?
Best class. Although I haven't been here that long, I'd say the best elective I've taken was auto shop, and I'd say that because like the information you can learn from that class is very useful to everyone, like no matter what you want to do in the future. And like I wish I would have taken 2 and 3, and the one after that, I think there's one more.
Yeah.
But and then the second question.
The second question was, what is a class you went out on a limb for and kind of enjoyed?
I'd say journalism, just being a part of the Wildcat Wednesday crew, and that's the best form of work I could ask for to give me a credit, so.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Miracle. To Aiden, we are asking you, what was your favorite elective of all time?
My favorite elective of all time, probably baking. It's just like a good class. You get to learn how to cook stuff, and it's just the environment of the class is fun. And like I cook stuff I never thought I would be able to cook, like scones, cake, and all that.
Okay, great answer. What advice would you give a student that needs help picking a class?
Piece of advice I would say is go into class with an open mind and like don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's what like holds people behind. Just be, try something new.
Well said. Okay, thank you. To Parker. So, Parker, tell us about an experience you had with your AP classes. What was surprising or difficult?
It was really surprising how much harder sophomore year like history was compared to a lot of the other AP classes that we have here. It gets you really prepared though. And like taking AP classes, it's going to be like twice the workload as a normal class, and it's going to be challenging, but it's definitely more interesting work. It's more cohesive, and you overall get a lot more opportunity to like really explore interesting subjects.
Amazing. And then what advice would you give a student about picking classes?
I would say pick like half that are going to challenge you and half that you can really enjoy. Like, especially having at least one class where you can like relax and just like have fun and enjoy yourself. Like ceramics is good to have, and then like an AP class.
Oh,
Just have good balance.
amazing. Thank you so much. And now to Joaquin. Joaquin, what was a class that you were surprised you liked while you were here?
Let's see, it was last year. I got I don't remember what I was supposed to be in, but I randomly got thrown in ceramics and actually had a lot of fun with it. And I'm in advanced ceramics now. And I just like overall really kind of enjoyed it. It's a fun class. Miss Logal is like super chill and willing to help with everything. And like you can get what you want out of that class. So if you just show up and kind of like have fun with it, you can make some things, you can meet all the requirements for like the grades and still have a lot of fun.
Amazing. And then the last question is, what was your favorite elective of all time?
That one's tough. It probably comes down to auto shop or culinary for me. Because auto shop both classes, the environment is just great. And auto shop, Miss Thomas is incredible. She's always willing to help in sorts of things, and you get to learn a lot, kind of like Miracle was talking about earlier. And then it's just a fun class. Working on cars, if you're interested in anything, kind of just like manual tasks, it's just kind of a fun thing to do. And then culinary is just like so much fun. You get to like meet a lot of new people, get really close with them, make a lot of delicious food. It's good.
Great. Thank you so much. Okay, I think we're going to transition now. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, 1 second.
You just mute your screen for a second.
Okay, we are going to wait for some teachers to join us. So while they are taking their seats and we're kind of doing a little bit of a turnover, I just want to go over a couple general pieces of information for you guys. Many of you are planning on completing a PE waiver, which new language is it is a PE exemption. You can pick them up on the counseling center in 214, or they're online. You do need to complete one PE class on campus, and then the other two can be waived through completion of a school sport or an outside of school sport. If it's not a West Seattle sport, then you will just need to document the hours. But other than that, that's a PE exemption is absolutely acceptable and a wonderful way to get credits in school. Just going over some other classes, just so everyone kind of feels a little bit more clear about stuff. What CTE classes that are additions that like just aren't as well known is that, oh golly, I just realized you're not seeing anything. That AP Environmental Science is a environmental science class, is a CTE class, as is Family Health. Journalism and journalism, yearbook, and health education are not CTE, they're general electives. And then classes that count for both CTE and fine arts are graphic design, photography, and tech theater. Okay, now I think we're ready to have a couple teachers. We can have Ms. Harper start us and kind of talk through a little bit more about AP classes. So give us 1 second and we will switch that over. One moment.
Okay.
Hi. Oh, wow.
Wait 1 second.
Oh. Hi, everybody. Ms. Harper here. I teach AP United States History, which is the junior level AP history class. So I'm kind of here to speak to all of the history classes in AP. So that would be AP World History sophomore year, AP US junior year, AP Gov senior year. We all in the department kind of have similar expectations of what students need to do and come to the class with to be successful. So one of the questions the counselors had for me was, what should a student know about AP classes, homework, and expectations? So generally the expectation is there's some amount of homework every night, whether that's reading, watching a lecture, taking notes. There's probably going to be something for you to do on a nightly basis. The classes move really quickly. We're working to prep you for a test in May. So you're technically done with the content before the end of the school year. So we're moving faster than a normal paced history class. So take that into account. And that's for all three of those options. So you need to manage your time well. A big expectation is that you come to these classes with your reading and your writing and your analysis skills pretty well developed. So if you're a freshman, you're working hard in 9th grade to kind of practice those skills. You're doing the honors work to prep for that. If you're a sophomore in Rule 2-3, you're doing that, you feel confident about your ability to engage with the material before you get there. We don't have a ton of time to practice. I should say develop those skills. We will practice them and improve, but it's hard to start from square one, I would say. It's also not necessarily recommended to transfer out of the class at the semester. So if you are struggling in that first semester, something that's kind of hard for your teachers, it's not always the best thing that the counselors have to deal with to try and get out of that class at the semester. So we kind of want you to make a full year commitment when you get there.
How does a student know that it's right for them?
How would a student know that it's right for them? Well, you should start off by talking to your current history teacher, get them to give you they'll give you some feedback, kind of let you know where they think you are. And if you're ready for those higher level expectations, we work really hard as a department to talk about what we want those skills to be like at every level. So everyone should be able to kind of give you a good insight into where you are. You should be honest with your own ability to manage your own time, to be a self-starter, to not procrastinate, to seek help and ask questions when necessary. I can be a procrastinator myself, and I know that it's something that we all struggle with on a day-to-day basis. So you want to make sure you're able to manage that time, and then again, ask for that help when you need it. And you should also just make sure you like history. If you don't really like history and it's not your favorite subject, then don't do an AP level history class. There are going to be awesome other AP classes to take if you want to get an AP on your schedule and your transcript. But don't just take it because people are telling you to do it, because your parents want you to. Do it because you like it. Should I speed up?
Oh,
okay.
Transfer to
okay. Yeah. So anyway, there we go.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much, Ms.
So
Harper. Okay, Mr. Alexander, what is exciting and new about your class? And if you could share your classes.
Sure.
Go for it.
I have 2 computer science classes that are starting, and they're both kind of new. Just generally, if you enjoy computing and computers and you've ever been intrigued by writing code to make working applications, that's what we learn to do in computer science. So there's one class that is going to be offered called Exploring Computer Science. And this is for students who are curious, who want to dip their toe in the water and basically learn what is this coding thing about. It's going to be just a semester-long course, and I'll tell you that there are 0 tests and 0 homework in that class, so that should be hopefully maybe sound kind of nice. And it's all project-based, so we do little lessons from time to time, and then it culminates in a unit project. And so you're working on projects, which is really neat. And by the end of it, you'll have created 5 or 6 working apps, which is kind of fun. And then if you're really interested in it and you want the AP level challenge, like Harper was just describing here, that's what AP Computer Science A is for. And that's a class where we're going to take a very deep dive into computer code, and it does culminate in an AP test. That class also doesn't have that much homework. It will have some homework, and it does have tests along the way and things like that. It is for students who aren't afraid of rigor, but you do not need to have a background in computer science to take AP Computer Science. You could literally have never written a line of code and have no idea what it is and still come in on day 1, and we do start at the beginning of the course. So both are really fun because you get to learn how to make stuff, and you can take that into your life and make stuff. And you live in Seattle, which is it's one of the big industries here, and it's a very lucrative industry. Yeah.
Okay. Do we have?
Yes, we have Miss
Okay.
next.
Thank you both so much. Thanks
everybody.
Thanks, Mr. Alexander. Okay. Cool. Okay, great.
Oh, I will stay.
Miss Eads, can you share with us the new class that Spanish is introducing, and just tell us a little bit more about the class and why a student would know it's the right class for them? Okay. We are experiencing some fun tech support, so we will ensure that we get a message to Miss Eads. While we are waiting for her, we are going to have Miss Logel tell us a little bit more about the new AP 3D art class, which is so exciting. Give me 1 sec and we will add in Miss Logel.
Okay, great. Hi, Miss Logel.
Hi.
Will you tell us about your new class, and then also let us know how a student might know it's right for them?
Yes, so a new class being offered is AP 3D Art, and it is a portfolio-based art course. We have AP 2D Art right now, that's painting and drawing, so I'm excited to be able to offer 3D, which will allow us to focus on media that we can build with. So ceramics, it could be wood, it could be fabric,
And
it
just
could
tell us
be
a little
lots
bit
of
more about
different
the
things.
class
So
and why
three-dimensional
students would
art.
know it's right.
And then was there another question?
Yes.
How would a student know it's
Sorry,
right for
my
them?
students
so
are
you would know
watching
it
me
would be
on the
right for you
screen and
if
here.
you are
It's kind of
passionate
weird.
about art and you have a lot of ideas.
But let me
It's
turn
a
you
year-long
down here.
class, portfolio based, and it's college level, so you'll be able to earn college credit with your portfolio
So
and explore themes and ideas and skills and techniques that are interesting to you.
That's so cool.
Pretty excited.
Maybe you could work with wood and fabric.
Yeah, anything, metal, anything 3D.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Miss Logel. Okay, I
right.
think, are we transitioning to our next human being?
We are going to have Miss Eads speak. Miss Eads, if you can tell us now about the Spanish Heritage class, that would be a treat and a dream. Can you hear us now? Okay, this is a fun tech journey. Miss Eads, I'm really loving this moment. Can you tell us about Spanish Heritage, or should we come back and have one of our people in the room do it to talk about their next class?
Can you hear me?
Delightful. Go for it.
Okay, so Spanish Heritage class we haven't had here before. Spanish Heritage class is for los estudiantes que pueden hablar or entender el español. So if you can speak Spanish pretty well, understand it, maybe your family speaks it, then Spanish Heritage might be a good option for you. But you probably haven't had schooling in it, so you want to maybe improve your skill, you want to improve reading and writing, that kind of thing, then you probably want to consider Spanish Heritage. I think a lot of kids who are able to speak at home and understand pretty well feel awkward coming into a regular Spanish class because they don't need to learn how to say hola, ¿cómo estás? So this class might be good for you. You can grow your language skills, you can celebrate and learn more about your culture. You can do that with other kids who share the same culture, and then you can build your community at school, and you can reinforce your bonds with, your family and friends who speak Spanish, and maybe who you haven't even really spoken Spanish with that much. Another thing you could think about is if you take Spanish Heritage next year, then the year after, you might be ready to take Spanish 4 and AP. And if you take the AP test, then you can get college credit. So that might really help you in your college journey.
Thank you so much. Okay.
So distracting watching you guys talking while I was talking.
Okay, we are going to come back to the counseling center and have our two presenters. We're going to return to Ms. Harper, and we have Ms. Dahl with us to talk about the new science classes.
I got my hairs.
Okay, and ready. So, wait. Okay. Mariah, will you tell us about our new, or Ms. Dahl, so sorry. Will you tell us about your two new classes in the science department, what's new and exciting, and then how a student would know it's right for them?
Sounds great. Awesome. So I'm Miss Mariah, or Miss Dahl. Science department's really excited because we have two new semester-long electives next year. That's Northwest Geology and Northwest Ecology. We think these would be great for students who are interested in continuing their science journey in their senior year, but maybe don't have time for a full-length science course because you've got too many other requirements or things to focus on. So taking one of these semester courses is a great way to get a little bit more science, keep up with your science before you head off to your next adventure. Get to learn about some new things. So we've got Northwest Geology and Northwest Ecology, and both are going to be about local science. So things that you're probably really familiar with in your day-to-day life that you see all around us, but maybe didn't know all the science concepts behind it, which is really exciting. So Northwest Ecology would be the more biology side of things, the flora and fauna, the living things that are all around us. And then Northwest Geology, which is what I would be teaching, is the non-living things or the physical science. So we live around active volcanoes. We've experienced earthquakes in our lives. We can see the Olympic Mountains from Alki, which are a totally different mountain range than the Cascades. They are not volcanoes. We have such an amazing geological history all around us. And so in geology, we're going to be studying all of the processes that have shaped Western Washington and the Northwest in general. And we're really lucky that we have such active geology, that there's so many interesting things to look at. There are fossils down on Alki Beach. I have rocks that we'll be able to look through in our class, so we'll get some hands-on experience. And I think both of these new classes will be really fun and engaging for anyone who's interested in what makes Seattle scientifically an interesting place.
Wow, that sounds so cool and fun.
So cool.
Okay, we have Miss Harper back by popular demand.
Oh my gosh.
If you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit more about AP in general.
Yeah.
And how students could know that taking a risk and like maybe trying an AP class would be great for them, and then some of to AP classes.
Yeah, so this is going to be, I'm speaking to all like content areas: math, science, language, art, history, English. The students who take AP tend to feel more prepared for college when they get there. They've had college level readings and expectations and assignments, and so they feel good about that when they start taking college level classes. And also, like I kind of mentioned earlier, talking about the history classes, it's an opportunity to like improve on skills that you already have, and really push yourself to that higher level of ability that you all have inside of you, and like you can just become more confident and more capable students. So it's a great way to put yourself out there and challenge yourself, because I think it's an important thing to do when you are in high school and you're a teenager. What else? What else did you say, Miss Adina?
You're totally fine. I just said some other benefits if there's anything like that.
It's fun. All of the AP colleagues are great, amazing people. So you get to, like really dive in depth into, cool subject areas. You're going to be surrounded by your peers who also want to learn at that higher, deeper level. And it can create a really cool classroom environment and community where learning is like the priority and everyone's excited to be there. And even through those challenges, because it will be challenging, let's not pretend it won't be, you get to work together and you are in it together. And I think that's a good thing to think about as well. So yeah.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you guys.
We're going to go to Miss. What? We take the seats. Okay. Well,
oh my gosh.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
We're going to do a little changeover.
Okay.
Hey guys.
Okay.
You are, as classes, this is a good time to post questions into the chat, and then we will be able to answer them as a large group, as like our counseling pals. Things that I just want to make sure everyone knows is that your registration is due the Wednesday after midwinter break. We will then meet with every single student individually in your math class. So we'll turn it into your homeroom teacher. You don't have to do anything in terms of like, how do I make sure I talk to my counselor? We will come to you to your math class to make sure we can meet one-on-one to review your registration, answer any kind of additional questions. If there's anything going on where we need to make a math change or a science change, something you can't do on your registration form currently or in the source currently, we'll take care of it when we meet with you individually. It looks like there's a couple of class questions, so
some of them published here.
We are going to, sorry, I just have to pull this computer closer so I can read them, and then we can answer your questions. I would love for you to read the questions out loud.
Okay, our published questions?
Sure, and the classes, if you have other questions, feel free to join. And Miss Wynn and I can answer your questions.
Okay, a popular question is, where is the information for seniors on how to get their PE credit waived?
You can find that on the counseling website. You also can come to the counseling center where you can pick up a form. Miss Wynn, my lovely assistant, is grabbing one for you. It looks like this. It's so fun. You only have to do the backside if it's not a school sport. So if you've participated in a school sport, you just got to do the front. If you have done something like lacrosse or ultimate, you have to document the backside.
Great. So just to confirm, a club sport like lacrosse would totally count for a PE waiver.
Oh, 100% lacrosse would count for a PE waiver. As well, so would marching band, which is a question we've been getting a lot.
And just a reminder, you have to complete a semester PE at West Seattle High School.
One class of PE must be participated on campus.
Ooh, one more question. If you've done a sport on West Seattle, does the credit get waived automatically, or do you still have to do a PE waiver?
The credit does not get waived automatically. You still do need to complete a waiver so that we can document it. As well, just like fun forms to get in the counseling center is your service learning form. Everyone has 60 hours of community service that has to get completed. And so you can grab the form in the counseling center, or it is also available online. One fun fact to know is that while everyone must complete the front, you only need to do the reflection one time ever in your life. So just that one time to do the reflection, and then you can use other forms to document other hours.
Okay, I have a quick plug.
Yeah.
Miss Local wanted to share that at 12:15 and at 3:45 tomorrow there will be some ceramic studio interest like chats. So if you want to stop by the ceramic studio, she can talk to you about 3D APR.
So that is today at
Tomorrow
at
12:15
during lunch at 12:15
or 3:45
or 3:45, which is cool. Oh, learn more about AP 3D art.
We have a question.
We do have a question that can a 9th grader sign up for pre-calculus? So the prerequisite for pre-calculus is Algebra 2. So if that student has completed Algebra 2, they can absolutely sign up for pre-calculus. Okay. How do students sign up to be a TA? The student is to be a 11th or 12th grader next year, and they can grab a TA form in the counseling center, and I would staple it to your registration sheets, and then when we meet with you in March, we'll just kind of document when you want it, but it's not something we can add officially until the start of the school year. Are there other questions that we feel like are common?
People are asking if this is recorded so they can watch it again later.
It is recorded, and we'll post it on our counseling website.
Of course you can watch it again.
Who wouldn't
want to watch this video again?
Okay, just looking through. I'm not seeing any more questions.
When will students be pulled to discuss class options? So that will be one-on-one in math in the first 2 weeks of March.
Oh, and then every day at lunch, we're here.
And every day at lunch, we are available in the Commons through the 28th. So for 5 more days, if you want any one-on-one help for registration, we're there. We got all your forms. We got all the things. If you're like, I want to remove a class from middle school, we have the form available for you at lunch. These are great questions, team.
Okay, cool. Checking.
Okay, we'll just look like this. Unless any other questions come in, or your teacher can send us questions, and we'll make sure to get it sent afterwards. So just as a reminder, for the last day, the 28th, your registration is complete when you have all 6 of your classes, all 4 of your alternates.
And then turn into your 5th period teacher.
Turn it into your 5th period teacher. Your 5th period teacher. Delightful. What a treat. What a dream, everyone. You made it through. You're so close. You're halfway there to registration. You totally got this. We got you. We 100% are going to support you. Have a wonderful day.